Good morning. Beautiful sky. Sun is rising here in Hawaii. Good morning. Good morning. It's so good to be here with you. So welcome to this daily intuitive morning practice for pleasure, prosperity, and purpose. If you do not know me, my name is Lillian Love, and I've been doing these morning practices live this last week, and I never know what's going to come through, so it's intuitive, and you're welcome to fully follow along. And you're also welcome, of course, to just listen to your own body, your own intuition, and practice together. But everything that I invite as a guidance is simply that, an invitation. So please just do listen to yourself and your body and honor what feels good to you. And I want to invite us, if you're willing, to just begin to come into our breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth, in and out. In and out. And you can say this out loud or internally. I call in the power and the presence of my own higher self. And just breathe with that. I call in the power and the presence of my own divinity, wisdom, and innocence. Breathing your divinity, wisdom, and innocence in. And there's such power when we vocalize this and make it intentional, make it conscious to actually claim where we want to be living our life from. Is it from the habitual, subconscious, unconscious realm that is quite riddled with belief systems and traumas and projections and just habits that come from a time of past that no longer serves who we are now and what is possible for us? Are we operating from that past, or are we choosing in this now to fully be the creator of our lives in this now, fully owning our reactions, our thoughts, the stories that we make up in relationship to our circumstances and others? And one of the most powerful ways that we can really come into more congruence with our heart, with our spirit, with our mind, with how we show up in the world is this declaration and this invocation of, I call in the power and the presence of my own I am self, my own divinity, my own higher self. And I ask for my higher self, that part of me that is wise, has that eagle eye perspective of everything that is evolving in my life, every infinite possibility, every opportunity that is available to me that I can't always see or fully open to from this human perspective, with all of our traumas and our lifetime or lifetimes of kind of conditioning and beliefs. And so from this eagle eye perspective of my higher self, I I choose in this now moment, and I invite you to speak this if it's true for you. I choose in this now moment to surrender my ego, to surrender my human self, to surrender my not knowing, to surrender my scarcity, to surrender my wounding, to surrender my pain and my fear over to my own higher self, over and put it on the altar of life to that which has a perspective that is wider and deeper and higher than what I could fully comprehend with my human mind in this moment. So I place all my scarcity, I place my fear, I place my doubt, I place my hopelessness, I place my stories, my interpretations of what's possible for me and what's possible in this life and what other people's motivations are. And I just place all of that down on the altar of life and lift it up to my own higher self, which is my own angelic self, which is my God self, which is the part of me that is connected to divinity, connected to love, connected to infinite possibilities, connected to prosperity and abundance consciousness. And this prosperity and abundance consciousness is not just about money, but it includes money. But it's about having this open, flexible mind that is aligned with the heart and the soul, so that in any moment I can, and I am choosing in this moment to open to what is possible, what else is possible for my life, what else is possible in my relationships, what else is possible for my soul purpose, what else is possible. And I invite you to just ask this without having to come up with an answer from your mind. Open to the possibilities of what is possible in the expansion of my bank account, what is possible in the expansion of my heart. This is one of the most powerful tools that I love to come back to and use. What else is possible? So I just invite you to try that on in this moment. What else is possible? What else is possible? Bring to heart the challenge that you're moving through in this moment in your life. What else is possible? Breathe. And when we physically use our body to open ourselves up, open our arms wide, we signal to our heart, we signal to our nervous system that it is safe. It's safe to open to the infinite possibilities that are here for me. And I open my brain and my neural pathways up to what else is possible. What else is possible? Thank you. I got brought tea. What else is possible? Oh, what a beautiful life. So I would love to just hear even one word in the chat box, whether it's live or in the replay, of how you feel in this moment or when you came onto this live. Just notice, get in touch with your own feeling state of potentially I feel numb, or I feel curious, or I feel bored, or I feel, what is that feeling state when you tune in? Maybe even checking in, what is that feeling state that I'm conscious to, that I'm present with, when I think about or bring to mind or heart the challenge that I'm working with in my life. So a challenge that I'm working in my life right now is that there's some conflict in my community. There's some triggers and trauma arising in my community that is causing people to blame each other. And the feeling that comes with that is There's lots of them, but one of them is just grief. So there's grief, there's a bit of a sense of despair. For you, maybe you're working with your finances, and with your relationship to scarcity. And so what comes up for you when you think of that? Maybe it's a relationship challenge. Maybe it's a pattern or a behavior in yourself that you're coming to head with. This is a challenge. This isn't working for me, this behavior in myself, or this way of thinking. So what is the feeling state present there now? And then we're going to do a short practice. And then I want you to check in with, how do I feel after doing this practice? Okay, so if you're willing to share in the chat box, please do one word, how I feel about my challenge in this moment. And then if you're desiring to do an experiment and do this practice, I would love to do this with you. And then you get to just see, how do I feel? How does my state change? What opens up inside of me? That what else is possible when I do this practice in relationship to how I feel about this? So the practice it's a Kundalini Kriya practice for prosperity. And again, prosperity and abundance is more than money, and yet it includes money. It includes financial resources and material support, because that's just a part of our reality right now on this earth, on this physical 3D plane, that we get to embrace, that we get to have, that we get supported by money. And it goes beyond money, right? It's prosperity and abundance in my heart. It's prosperity and abundance in my relationships, in how deep and intimate and fruitful and beautiful my relationships feel, and how prosperous and abundant do I feel in my environment, in my home, in with nature. Nature is so abundant, so prosperous, right? How prosperous and abundant do I feel in my creativity, or in my soul purpose, my soul-centered business? How prosperous and abundant do I feel in my capacity to create that which I desire, and live and give my gifts in my Dhamma, right? How prosperous and abundant do I feel about the opportunities that are available to me right now? Do I feel there's like open doors in my life to like create and give my gifts? Or do I feel a lack? Do I feel a scarcity in these areas of my life? Feel free to share in the chat. This is a safe place. And so this practice is opening up the channels of abundance and prosperity consciousness within you, which opens up the channels of prosperity and abundance to flow into your life. And so again, I invite you to get intentional. Maybe there are several areas of your life right now that you're feeling challenged in, you're feeling scarcity around, you're wanting to open into new possibilities. But I invite you for this practice to just try to focus down on one. What is that one area of your life? Is it your money? Is it your soul business, your work in the world? Is it a relationship or relationships? Is it yourself, your own self-care, the way that you relate with yourself, how you talk to yourself in your mind? Is it an addictive pattern? So just take a moment to be intentional with what you're choosing? What is like the one thing that is standing out the most that needs a shift in yourself? And when you have that, the practice is we're going to put our hands up into the sky. We're going to make a fist. Thumbs can be on the outside. And we're going to kind of like we're like, yeah, 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 into the sky. So hopefully you're in a place that you feel like, I can do this. And we're going to actually chant God. And you might have whatever your relationship with is with the word God. I invite you to just really get that this word is encompassing. Take away religion, take away dogma, take away judgment, take away white man with a beard in the sky judging people. Take all of that away and connect with God in yourself. Connect with divinity. Connect with unconditional love. Connect with ever expansive light. Connect with abundance consciousness, the consciousness of an ever expansive, abundant, life-giving, fertile universe. And if you have to, use a different word, but I invite you to just connect with the purity of that, which whatever it is that you relate to, source, universe, love, your own higher self, goddess. Yeah, I'm going to have a sip of tea before we do this practice. Whew. Yeah. All right, and we're going to do this practice. So let's see. It's an experiment. You are the scientist, and you are the subject, the guinea pig. And we get to test out, how do I feel now about this challenge, and what else is possible doing this physical practice with mantra, and there's breath, all of it, movement. So closing of fists, bringing your arms up and inhaling and kind of up into the sky like a yeah. And then we're going to chant God over and over. So one more inhale. God, 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 God. I invite you to close your eyes for a moment. Go inward to your heart. God, 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 God. Let the practice take over. Let God, let universe, let source, let your higher self, let love take over. Let abundance take over. God, 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 God. You can let it make you laugh. You can let it be silly. You can let yourself feel weird and surrender into what else is possible. God, 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 God. Keep going. And as you're doing this, bringing your challenge to mind and just imagining that you're putting your challenge like on the altar of life, on the altar of love, on the altar of God, goddess, universe, source, abundance, what else is possible. And your arms might be getting sore, and I invite you to let spirit, let your higher self take over. I'm going to go for about 30 more seconds. God, 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 God. Let yourself smile. God, 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 God. You can even let it build like it's an orgasm of God, of love, of abundance, of joy. God, 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 God. 10 more seconds. You got this. Really commit. God, 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 5, God, 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 3, God, 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 1. Breathe. Stretch your fingers. Open your fingers. Breathe. Exhale your arms. Paint your aura down, cleansing your own auric field. Breathe. Let your arms relax. Let your shoulders melt. Breathe into any of the physical sensations you notice, maybe burning. Breathing in, bringing your challenge back to your heart. And just noticing if there's even a slight perspective change, a slight spaciousness around this challenge, around how you feel about it, around how you approach it. What else is possible? Just asking that as you breathe. What else is possible? What else is possible for me here? Yes, thank you. I accept, I receive, I open to the infinite possibilities. I open to the God self within me. I open to divine unconditional support. I open to all of the infinite abundant resources that are available to me even when my mind cannot see. I open myself. What else is possible here? What am I not seeing? How can I see more deeply with my heart, with my higher self? And I would love to hear in the chat, here live or in the replay, what you notice. Is there just a subtle, what is the feeling state now? Is there a subtle difference? Is there just more lightness, more ease, more hope? And it's possible that, especially if this is a big challenge for you that brings up a lot, that feels like an old pattern of this feeling really stuck and sticky in your life, and then you might need to God a little longer. So just inviting in grace, inviting in compassion, inviting in trust. Aloha, friends. So we just did this God practice, this God Kriya, chanting God, and allowing the essence of God to just infuse into our challenges, into our mind, into creating new neural pathways in our mind, in our nervous system, to create more openness, more possibilities, more abundance, more solutions in our life. I would love to hear how this was for you. And of course, feel free to send me a DM if you're feeling super vulnerable and don't want to share in the group space. Yeah. Well, I'll report back here that I feel aloha. I feel more lightness. I feel like this smile is just kind of I can't get rid of it, and I don't want to, which feels really nice because I was definitely feeling a lot of grief yesterday and at the beginning of the practice, tiredness and some some hopelessness and heaviness, and I feel this lightness. I feel like this smile. I feel like just even it's like my brain has opened up more. There's more space, more empty, open space for my mind to contemplate and receive the ideas, receive the creativity, receive the perspectives, receive that which when the mind gets, scarce and shut down and scared, can't see, can't receive. So I feel this openness. I feel this trust. I feel more trust. Sending you so much love for whatever you are moving through. And I feel like maybe just shaking for this last couple of minutes. Again, feel free to share what you noticed after that practice. And if you desire, you can either stand or sit or be on all fours, and inviting shaking. I'm really glad I joined this. I was feeling avoidant, and now I feel present and receptive. Yay! It really doesn't take that much for us to shift our state. That's the thing. And I totally get the avoidance. Thank you so much for naming that. Like the resistance. There's sometimes like that just like, I just want to like lock down and like stay here. And sometimes the loving thing to do is to honor that and to like even make it more conscious and like go into it even more. Like, I'm gonna make myself a little tiny ball and be really tight and resistant. Like making that conscious, giving it permission to feel that resistance, giving ourselves that permission. And then other times, I think maybe most times, to really like ask myself what is like the loving thing to do, and is it really loving for me to just stay in this pattern of resistance and tightness and right, and avoidance or numbness, and is it the more loving thing to allow myself to move the energy and open back up to love and abundance and prosperity and what else is possible. So if you like, for this last couple of minutes, I invite us to shake and bounce. It's so good for the nervous system. It's one of the things that Peter Levine, an amazing somatic psychologist, has done deep research on in the animal kingdom, and how we can move energy from our body through shaking. But we have to allow ourselves to let ourselves, be weird and be silly and come back to that animal instinctual body. Let our body intelligence take over. I invite you to shake your head too, because we can get so stuck in the mind. Letting your jaw melt. Shaking the hips. I'm breathing. Coming back to that question we were playing with today, opening your arms. That feels like, well, there's gonna be resistance, but if you're willing to open yourself beyond the resistance, and the question we're playing with today is, what else is possible? Not needing to come up with an answer, What if you played with this question today in the moments that you felt yourself getting tight, when you felt yourself getting into scarcity or into a trigger or into judgment or whatever that is, or like defeat or hopelessness, whatever that contraction is, resistance, avoidance, numbness. What if you open your arms, breathe, and ask what else is possible? What else is possible? What else is possible? What else is possible? And then also for those that joined late, we did this practice. God, 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 God. What else is possible when I am connected to my own higher self, to my own God, goddess self? I receive, I accept the divine doors opening in my life, in my relationships, in my money, in my business, in my own heart, in my healing, in my expansion, in all the beautiful ways that I am here to thrive. Sending you so much love. Thank you for joining me. I'll give you a little last look at beautiful Hawaii ocean. Here, I can't bring YouTube with me, but I'll bring Instagram. Yeah, Hawaii. What else is possible? Sending you so much love. Mwah.